Hello, it's me, Pavlo, with your balanced daily dose of Ukrainian accent. And if you are looking to buy Bluetooth headphones, today is a good day for you because today we are going to talk about a model with a great value. It's Final Audio's flagship full-size headphones UX5000. And of course, they put everything they could into this model: hybrid active noise cancelling and transparency mode, support of all codecs like aptX, LDAC, and so on, companion application, nice microphone, long work time. So, all features you probably want to get for the Bluetooth headphones. But at the same time, they've set a pretty decent price, $250. And taking into account that previous models by Final Audio were really good, I have really high hopes for this one too. So let's check it out. Box is pretty simple but looks nice and attractive. Simple polygraphy, pleasant dark color, nice cardboard. I scratched it a little bit. And here they've highlighted features they want to showcase. So hybrid noise cancelling and long life replaceable battery. So long life they definitely have. It's more than 40 hours in practice with active noise cancelling and more than 55 without. They stated 45 and 60. Probably it's also achievable, depends on codec you'll be using and the volume you'll be listening at. By replaceable batteries, they mean they can be replaced at Final Audio service points. It's not user replaceable, but service point replaceable. So they need this clarification, and it's here on the back panel. So let's go inside. Here you will get manual for the headphones, case with the headphones themselves, just nice soft and fabric case. And here of all accessories you'll get cable for the 3.5 millimeter connection, but I still consider such cables as kind of emergency thing because it's not much sense in using them in wired mode. Final Audio are pretty consistent in materials they use, and the flagship model also made of plastic, but it's not some kind of cheap plastic. It's a really good one with their signature texture. I'm a fan actually of this material. I like it touch-wise, and I like its look. But of course, it's subjective. But what is more important here, it's pretty resistant to scratching and to fingerprints. I've grabbed these headphones few times with dirty fingers, and the fingerprints were almost not existent. Or at least they were pretty easy to wipe, and it's a huge step forward compared to regular plastic headphones that gather fingerprints like crazy. Also, plastic here helped to reduce their weight, and in combination with proper clamping force and really soft head pad, it provides a good weight distribution. So they are pretty comfortable in everyday wearing. Clamping force is strong enough to provide decent passive sound isolation, but not too powerful to squish your brain out. They have a lot of adjustment space, so cups can be extended pretty far, and the headphones can be fit on a pretty big head, at least based on the size, because I just need a few clicks out and it was enough for me. Cups can be rotated in two directions. They have 2 degrees of freedom, which is more than enough to provide good fit on your head and proper adjustment. They can be rotated flat, which is pretty useful if you'd like to carry headphones on your neck. Unfortunately, they can't be folded inside. For me, it's not a huge drawback, but it could be a nice extra feature, in my opinion. Ear Ear pads are comfortable, soft, they are not too deep, also made of fox leather. So let's do our measurements. Oh, looks like battery is dying in my calipers, but you know what? We can read the figures on the scale with our eyes like real engineers do. So roughly 65 millimeters, and here roughly almost like 35, 36. Of course, it's just approximate measurements just to give you an idea. And about 18 millimeters deep. So not huge, but pretty average in size. My ears are fitting okay, but of course, if you have big outer ears, maybe there could be some issues for you. So ear pads are held with magnets, so they can be replaced probably easily, swapped and replaced. And here we have some opening. Probably battery lives here, but I won't dig inside for now at least. In terms of controls, we have just two of them. This button is for active noise cancelling mode toggling, and this thing is responsible for everything else. So it can be pressed and it can be like pushed in four directions. So it's kind of a five-directional micro joystick. So it's on, off, play, pause, tracks navigation, volume, and all other controls simultaneously. Here is USB Type-C and 3.5 millimeter out. So what I need to add also, they hold connection really well, so no issues here. And also active noise cancelling works pretty nice. It's not on the level of the best offers in this segment like Sony, Bose, and Apple, but noticeably above average and kind of close to the top of the line. They works nice with monotone noise, and even some random noises can be rejected by active noise cancelling pretty well. Transparency mode is not perfect, there is a kind of background pressure, but it's enough to talk to someone, for example, briefly without taking them off. So in this aspect, they do a really nice job too. Headphones come with a companion app. Just search for the final UX5000 in the Google Play and you'll find it. Looks like Final Audio decided to release separate applications for their headphones. Application is really simple, straightforward, and I like this because no attempt to get your email, spam you with some extra propositions or something like that. Just basic functionality. So you can select three modes of noise control, noise cancelling, ambient sound, and off. Then you have 10 bands equalizer. You can select off or custom, adjust bands however you like, and that's it. Simple and straightforward. And you can enable multi-point connection, which is a good feature to have. And of course, also you can update firmware here. So you can see that I even have some new firmware update. So I really like how straightforward, simple, and intuitive this application is, but at the same time you're getting basically all features you need. Here is a traditional microphone test. I am recording this part of the video with headphones on my head using their built-in microphone. I won't apply here any gain correction or equalization, so this part will give you an idea how their microphones sound. In terms of sound, it's almost unmistakably Final Audio headphones with natural and pretty technical sound, but a few small accents to make it more engaging and musical. Bass goes deep, almost to maximum depth. It's well controlled and it has this an unusual Final Audio accent because Here, accent is not on the weight or not in terms of quantity, but it's made on the firmness and tightness of the low frequencies. So kicks sound more kicky, punches more punchy. Everything is slightly more tighter than it is in real life. It's not 100% natural, but it's kind of engaging, and this coloration is not big, so it's kind of like an extra emphasis on the tightness. At the same time, you're getting good resolution and nice texturing, pretty well executed to give you fun, engaging bass, but at the same time with good amount of realism. And first example, it's Breeze by the Prodigy, and here you're getting all that pumpy, engaging bass that builds the foundation for the track. And Christian Scott, Spy Boy, Flag Boy, also nice deep bass with lot of nuances and details, and these headphones deliver it on a pretty good level, and what is more important, bass is pretty well controlled, giving enough space for the mids and high frequencies. And the transition between lows and mids is smooth, really coherent. Mids are uncolored, no attempts to go in the micro detalization to give you like extra focus on the small nuances, and at the same time emotions are represented really well with a slight emphasis on the upper mids to balance this bass tightness and give more like wow effect. And it works pretty well, giving you nice airness when it's necessary, sharp attacks. If you don't like it, you can actually reduce this effect by equalizer. It's pretty easy here, but I left it as is, and this gives nice stage above average, not super huge, but really well and accurately built. Headphones are not critical for the quality of records, but better material will give you better outcome. So basically balanced mid frequencies without shift towards either side. First example, it's The Doors, Light My Fire. What I really like about this track, it's that old type of stage building where instruments are like super separated for the different channels, and the headphones give you that effect. It's not like lot of space between the instruments, but separation between channels is nice, and the vocal sounds the way it should be, thanks to the good emotions and balance. And Marillion, Bittersweet. This start with cymbals is absolutely stellar with nice sharpness, and then all other instruments go, and vocal also emotional and represented really well. And the high frequencies, they are not aggressive, but there is a small hint of extra energy in the lower treble. Besides that, they are well balanced with proper attacks and decays, extension is slightly above average, and basic overtones are on the good level. Advanced overtones are super basic, and layering, of course, is also kind of basic, but it's because of Bluetooth compression first of all. So in general, nice high frequencies, not overly sharp and not veiled. First example, it's Enigma's Return to Innocence. All that samples they've put in this track, a lot of them goes to the high frequencies, and these headphones deliver it really well with nice sense of airness. And Beauty by David Gilmour, really great percussions, a lot of guitar overtones, and also sound pretty realistic and balanced in the high frequencies area. To summarize everything I've said, in my opinion, these headphones have a great value. They are not the best, for example, in terms of battery lifetime, but still offers a pretty sufficient 45 hours with active noise cancelling. Their active noise cancelling is not the best in the headphones world ever, but it's above average, pretty close to flagship models, but without the flagship price. But actually, where they can compete and beat some of the flagships, it's the sound tuning, because final audio are great in this restrained and technical, but at the same time fun type of sound tuning. By restrained, I mean they don't try to make it fun, overemphasize low frequencies or high frequencies. No, it's technical, but at the same time not dull, thanks to wisely put accents. So once again, my thought here is great value headphones. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a great day.